Welcome back, my friends. So not too long ago, we took a look at the 8Bitdo M30 2.4 gigahertz controller made specifically for the Sega Genesis Mini. Comes with a little USB receiver. In my video, I gave it a fairly positive review, had no issues syncing to both the Genesis Mini or the Nintendo Switch with the receiver. Even a few days after, I had no problems. But then, just a couple days ago, the damn controller would no longer work. It would look like it was synced, the lights would be blue, solid blue, but on the Genesis Mini, the D-pad wouldn't work, the buttons wouldn't work. It was like it wasn't connected. I tried resyncing, swapping receivers, nothing would happen. If you lose the sync, you're supposed to hold the mode button, which is that middle button on the bottom, for a few seconds, and it should resync. Nothing happened. I have two of these controllers, both of them I had this problem with. So I was like, what's going on here? So I did a little research and I found a lot of people were having the same problem. So I felt bad because, I gave it a fairly positive review, and I'm sure some people had purchased this who were on the fence about the controller after seeing that I had a good time with it. So that sucked. But now I find out that 8Bitdo has addressed this issue. So digging into it, contacting them, they finally put the update available to the public. And today I'm going to show you how to fix this, because even if you haven't had this issue yet, if you have a launch version of this controller, you're gonna have to do this at some point. And I don't want you guys to think that your controller's broken or whatever. If you're just fed up with it, send it back, but this is easily fixable. Unfortunately, I don't know why these guys let these things slip through occasionally with these issues, but here we go. We're gonna navigate to the 8bitdo.com website. I'll have links in the description for this. Go to the support button up here, and then scroll down to our controller, the M30 2.4 gigahertz controller. The firmware, the latest one that has this fix is v3.10. Go ahead and download it. Now, this is an interesting one because there's no software that you're gonna do with this, but that's why I'm doing this video, to kind of, make it simple in case somebody gets lost on this. It's an easy process. We're gonna go ahead and unzip this, for what we need, because there is going to be the firmware on there. Now from here, as you see on my recording, I do have the adapter. This one's from my second controller, but I do have the adapter plugged into a USB port on my computer, and you see the light is flashing blue very slowly. I'm going to set this aside because we don't need it right now. But what you're going to do, once you have that adapter plugged into your PC and you have your controller for that adapter, you're going to go ahead and power it on. Just press start. So as you see, it's synced. Everything's good right now, even though it doesn't freaking work, but we're synced, controller to the adapter. The next step we're going to do is you're going to hold the L and R button and that mode button, the little minus button that's in the middle right here. You're going to hold it for a few seconds, and the light on the USB adapter should turn off. Once it does, it should come back on as red. So there we go. It is flashing red. And then this U disk popped up. So this is where we're going to put that firmware. So we're going to go ahead and open that folder that we extracted, and it will have the M30 2.4 gigahertz mini receiver firmware v3.10.dat. So we're going to go ahead and drag that over to the U disk, and it should update the firmware. Give it a second. And as you see, once that was done, it closed up. The USB adapter went solid blue because the controller is connected to it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that, plug it into my Genesis Mini, and make sure it works. Okay, guys, so we got the Sega Genesis Mini powered up, and as you can see, the freshly updated USB adapters plugged in, and it is waiting to be synced. So let's test it out and make sure everything works. Like I said, previous to this, the D-pad wouldn't work, the buttons wouldn't work, everything would connect. There we go. We press start, should automatically sync. And was this a success? Yes, yes it is. So I hate when this kind of crap happens, man. Like, 8Bitdo really should be testing this stuff out prior to just dropping these controllers, because this has happened a few times with these guys where they've had to rush out a firmware update or figure something out because the controller wouldn't work as intended. And for this thing mainly being marketed for the Sega Genesis Mini and so many people having issues with it, it's inexcusable. I'm glad they fixed it, but come on, guys. Make sure you're putting out some products that work to begin with, because if it works for me for a few times and I share that with people, and then people get these in their hands and they find that they don't work, I mean, who's gonna look bad here? I mean, people are gonna think like, what the hell is this guy talking about? What, did I get a defective controller? And that sucks, because a lot of people probably did think they had a defective controller, because that's what I thought at first as well when I had these issues. But then when I had the same issue on both controllers, that's why I really started looking it up, and I was like, there's got to be something wrong here. So get your act together, 8Bitdo, because inexcusable, really. But hey, I just wanted to share this with you guys. Make sure if you're having these issues, you can see how easy it is to fix, because despite this, and you know, yeah, I'm a little annoyed with these guys, you know, shipping controllers with these issues, but hey, at least they're updatable, right? They could fix it. But like I also said, it happens too often, man. It's like shipping a game where you have to have a day one patch type of thing. But it is a good controller. I do enjoy these. I use the other 2.4 gigahertz on my original consoles, on my original Sega Genesis and my Mega SG, but the ones that I am waiting for are not from 8Bitdo. They are the Retrobit official Sega 2.4 gigahertz controllers. I cannot wait for those. I'm gonna share that as soon as I have them with you guys, share that with you guys. Those were gonna be $10 more than this controller. This is 25 bucks. The Retrobit official ones that are 2.4 gigahertz with, you know, very low latency are gonna be 35, but they also come with not only the USB adapter to connect it to the Sega Genesis Mini and whatever else, but also original port adapters, so you can use them on your original or clone hardware. They're making Sega Saturn ones as well, and I think that's going to be pretty sweet. But like I said, just wanted to share this with you guys so you could see it is fixable. Is your controller defective? I mean, I would still say, yeah, these things were defective, but hey, it is fixable. So there's that. Really appreciate you guys watching. And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-byes, and boom. Thumb butt. Bye.